Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us to learn more about the Interstate 25 or I-25 Nogal Canyon Bridge Replacement Project in Socorro County. The New Mexico Department of Transportation, in coordination with the Federal Highway Administration, is preparing to replace two aging bridges to improve safety, reliability, and long-term access along the supported stretch of I-25. This presentation is also available in Spanish on the project webpage. In this presentation, we'll walk through an overview of the project's purpose and need, what's been done so far, what the project team is proposing, what to expect, and the upcoming schedule. Lastly, we'll talk about where we need your feedback and how you can give your input to the project team. Let's get started. This project is being completed by the New Mexico Department of Transportation and WSP USA, with support and oversight from the Federal Highway Administration. In 2024, that DOT was awarded funding through the FHWA Competitive Bridge Investment Program, established by the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. The Nogal Canyon bridges are located along I-25 between Socorro, New Mexico and Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Built in 1968, the northbound and southbound bridges, known by the DOT as bridges 6776 and 6777, are three-span worn truss structures, the main span of 265 feet. The bridges are 34 feet wide and sit within a right-of-way that ranges from 200 to 550 feet. It's important to note that these bridges are considered historically eligible. This means they could be considered to be listed on the National Register of Historic Properties. However, we'll talk about their current functionality and concerns for ongoing maintenance as a transportation facility along the I-25 corridor. The lands surrounding the bridges are owned by the Bureau of Land Management, the state of New Mexico, and several private property owners. There is consistent traffic along this corridor. It is estimated over 1 million trucks and over 4 million vehicles pass over the Nogal Canyon bridges every year. This project is important for several reasons: improving safety for drivers and freight traffic, protecting the environment by reducing erosion through enhanced slope stability within the Nogal Canyon, maintaining regional connectivity for residents, tourists, and commercial freight, and ensuring long-term reliability of New Mexico's interstate network. The I-25 is a critical connector between Socorro, Truth and Consequences, and statewide travel. Updating this corridor for long-term reliability is essential for residents, freight, and emergency response. This is the most recent step in this project. The study process follows the NMDOT's location study procedures, starting all the way back in 2018. A combined Phase 1A, 1B report was prepared in 2020. 8 preliminary bridge concepts were examined in the Phase 1A initial evaluation of alternatives. From there, 7 refined bridge concepts were further examined and developed in the Phase 1B detailed evaluation of alternatives. A final bridge type selection report and Phase 1AB addendum was prepared in 2023, wrapping up earlier this year in 2025. These reports examined several additional bridge type alternatives. Preferred alternative was recommended in the Phase 1AB addendum. Because of the scale of the project, a value engineering report, also known as the VE report, was prepared in the fall of 2025. The VE report refined the preferred bridge alternative to improve constructability, driver safety during construction, and to reduce overall project costs. The VE preferred bridge alternative will be carried into environmental documentation, final design, and construction. This project is governed by the National Environmental Policy Act, otherwise known as NEPA, which specifies which environmental factors are to be considered during decision-making for federal projects. NEPA looks at factors like visual impacts, air quality, community concerns, and land use when reviewing federal projects. Projects are given a rating to determine how impactful they may be to the surrounding environment and communities. In past phases, the study team conducted preliminary analysis in these areas and will continue to work under federal process. It is expected that a categorical exclusion will be prepared to authorize final design and construction. Bridges are considered historically eligible for the National Register of Historic Places and were placed on the final list of nationally and exceptionally significant features of the federal interstate highway system. The bridges must be treated in accordance with Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act. Thus, measures to mitigate adverse effects must be evaluated in consultation with the State Historic Preservation Officer, otherwise known as SHPO. The Section 4F analysis is ongoing and will continue to evaluate the potential adverse effects of the bridge removal. This coordination with SHPA will be continued throughout the project. When first evaluating these bridges, the team collected existing condition data, developed 9 preliminary bridge alternatives, and then narrowed this list down to the most viable options for detailed analysis. The alternatives carried forward for further evaluation included constructing new bridges, either by replacing the bridges or placing new bridges alongside the existing bridges, retrofitting or rehabilitating the existing bridges, removing the bridges and installing culverts in the canyon below, or taking no action, also called a no-build alternative. The analysis found that retrofitting or rehabilitating the existing bridges would not meet modern design standards. It would also compromise the bridge's historic integrity and result in a shorter design life than other options. This would also not meet the project's purpose and need, so it was considered not a good use of funding or time. A culvert option was also removed from the list as it had significant environmental impacts to the canyon below, and it would not meet the purpose and need as effectively as other options considered. The evaluation of a no-build option also showed that there would be ongoing significant maintenance costs and would require the eventual complete rehabilitation or replacement of the existing bridges. This resulted in this option not being considered a good use of funding or time. Overall, constructing new bridges was considered the best option. It would meet modern design, safety, and road standards while meeting the purpose and need, and would be the most efficient use of funding and time. The project team also reviewed potentially leaving the existing bridges in their current location and building around them. However, the team recommends removing the existing bridges for a few reasons. Completing the construction of new bridges around the old bridges will be difficult and costly. Maintaining the old bridges will be a long-term cost with little return on investment. Additional investment would also be required to address safety or security concerns, such as adding fences or security patrols to prevent trespassing on the existing bridges. Now, we'll get into more detail about what's being proposed. After evaluating different design options, the project team selected a value engineered solution that keeps most construction activity out of the canyon itself by utilizing an innovative single-span cast-in-place segmental bridge. This will be the second bridge of this type in this state. Another key solution is to utilize retaining walls to reduce right-of-way impacts to BLM and state lands. This approach also simplifies construction and lowers overall project costs through reductions in earthwork. Slope stability through the canyon will also be improved through enhanced bank protection, which will protect the structure while reducing maintenance costs. As we mentioned, the project will replace the existing bridges and will bring the corridor up to modern safety standards. This will keep the traveling public safe and ensure the movement of people and goods along the I-25 corridor. The project will also improve key features such as stabilizing the slope areas around the bridge, mitigate the risk of erosion through the canyon, and improve the drainage systems of the roadway to reduce maintenance costs in the future. Let's talk about next steps. Our preliminary design development will be underway this winter, with final design planned for summer of next year. Your feedback now and in early spring of 2026 will be important. Please let us know any feedback or concerns that we should address with our design team next year. After design is completed late next year, the DOT will select a contractor with construction anticipated to start in early 2027. During construction, I-25 will stay open, but drivers will see some changes in how traffic moves through the work zone. Lanes will shift at times and speed limits will be reduced to keep crews and the traveling public safe. Short-term closures or detours may be needed for specific construction activities. However, don't worry, these will always be communicated in advance, and emergency access will always be maintained. You may also notice temporary barriers, signs, and work zone technology guiding traffic through the canyon. Overall, the goal is to keep you moving while the new bridges are built safely and efficiently. We're looking forward to your feedback on this project and what considerations we should have both in design and in construction. Please submit your feedback online at the project webpage bit.ly/NMDOT Nogal, or send in your comments via email at haley.steffens@wsp.com. Please submit all of your comments by December 21st, 2025. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the I-25 Nogal Canyon Bridge Replacement Project. We look forward to hearing from you and having your involvement and continued input on this exciting project as we move forward.